Hello and welcome to the LinkedIn Advantage Masterclass. This masterclass is going to take you from the feeling of not knowing what you're doing on LinkedIn and so you don't do anything to being confident, clear, and concise with your messaging on LinkedIn, how to use it, and how to convert those people on LinkedIn to paid clients. So let's get started. The first thing when we're looking at LinkedIn is to understand how it fits into the client attraction framework. So this is the framework that I have developed and utilize with all my clients to make sure that they have the exact roadmap to follow when putting together their marketing strategy for success in their business. The first step with this framework is the define stage. Then we move on to assess, create, and attract. These four stages are going to propel your business forward once you have gone into each of them and done the work. So I'm going to quickly show you where LinkedIn fits into these four stages. So with the define stage, we're defining your vision, mission, values, and your ideal client, which is super important because when you've got clarity on that ideal client, you will know what to post on LinkedIn and how to get the best out of that platform. The assess stage is when we're looking at everything around us, the market, your competitors, your point of difference. So what is it that makes you unique in the market? Then we're looking at assessing your goals, being clear on the short-term goals, so the monthly, quarterly, yearly, and then 5-yearly goals. When we get into the create stage, this is the implementation, starting to look at your content marketing plan. And this is step one of where LinkedIn will come in. When you're creating that content marketing plan, you start to look at each of the platforms that you're choosing to work with digitally. So the social media platform, your website or podcast platform, etc. And what content you're then going to start creating. So step two, that original content that you're creating to post on there. When we get to step four of this framework, which is the attraction phase. So as attraction means, this is where we're starting to work on drawing in that ideal client, that target audience into our realm, making them aware that we exist and converting them into paid clients through your sales funnel. That is where the content platform of choice will come in. So this is important to know that if you choose LinkedIn as one of those platforms that you're going to work with, then great. How are you going to use it to attract those clients? And that is what this masterclass is going to focus on. So let's get straight into it. With LinkedIn, I like to follow the 3P model for success. And that is starting at the bottom with your profile, step one. Step two, your posts. And step three, at the pinnacle of the triangle, is people, which is so important. But if you don't have these two steps done, then attracting the right people into your realm is not going to happen. So let's get into step one, your profile. So there are 5 components to your profile on LinkedIn. Number one is your bio. Two, the providing services section. Featured content, number 3. Number 4 is the about section on your profile. And last but not least is the experience section. So those 5 components of your profile are going to make sure that you're conveying the right congruent branding message for your business and connecting and resonating with the people that you want to on LinkedIn and converting them into paid clients down the line. So when we're looking at your profile, it's really important to just have a visual of where does all this fit in on your profile. So I'm just going to give you the example of my profile and just show you, okay, these are where this is the bio section under my name. This is the providing services section. And then when you move on, you've got the featured section below that. And then we will move on to the about section where you're putting in 3 to 5 of your top skills and then your experience below that. So this gives you the visual of how it looks like on your profile. And as you start working on it, then you will start editing and updating that. So first thing, grab that notebook, get a piece of paper right now, put pause if you need to, but have a pen and paper handy so that you can start taking notes during this session and brainstorming some ideas as we go along. When you're looking at crafting your new bio, think about using these 3 prompts. 1, what do you do? Answer that question. Write it down for a moment right now. Who do you help? Be clear with this. And how do you help them? When you can get really succinct with this, then as soon as somebody lands on your profile, they're going to read it and know that you are for them. So here's a couple of examples that I've put here next to on the right-hand side. And I've got Linda Johansson here, who is a growth consultant, brand builder, strategist, coach, and she helps ambitious service businesses to grow, scale, and thrive. So really clear on what she does, who she helps, and how she helps them. Brad Monahan, Senior Sales Chief, helping tech companies generate high-value deals with smarter lead generation and full sales cycle execution. John Smulo, he's the CEO, empowering people and businesses through outsourcing. So really clear with each of these of what they do, who they help, and how they help them. So make some notes of this for your profile, and then you can go into editing your LinkedIn profile at the end. Providing services. So make sure that your profile is set up so that you are showcasing the providing services section. Really handy. And I find that most of my clients haven't utilized this section. So if you are one of those that haven't, take the time now to activate this section. And you will notice as well, if you are one of those people that have not updated your profile in the last 5 or 10 years, and yes, I know you might be feeling a bit embarrassed if that is you, but it's okay. I understand LinkedIn had the reputation, when it was launched back years back, that it was just for job seekers. But it's changed, and it really is an opportunity to connect in with the right ideal client for your business or to build great network referrals for your business as well. So providing services, you can choose 1 to 3 services that you offer here. This will allow you to put in information about a sentence about in the about section. You'll be able to put in your location and also an option for pricing if you so wish to add that. So there's some examples, and I've put you share your bio with your neighbor. Take a photo of your bio once you've written all of this and flick it to a friend, flick it to a client who is your ideal client and get their feedback. The more feedback you get, the more refined you'll be able to be with your messaging and clearer and be able to connect in as well. Featured content. So the featured content section is great if you run events, you've got a document that you want to share more information, such as contact details, links to your podcast or articles that you've written, a lead magnet, for example. With any of these, make sure that you take a have a clear graphic, a clear photo that you can use to pin on the featured section. That way it will break up your bio and the profile page with some visuals, and it will be more attractive for people to click on and read that. In the About section, this is where we're crafting your story. So we really want to draw people in through understanding who you are, who your ideal client is, what are the problems that they're facing, what are those challenges that they're dealing with that you know you have the solution for. Your expertise can help them through the services to overcome these challenges. Be clear with that. And last but not least, have a call to action. This is what you want that client to do next, what you want that person that's reading your profile to do next. And I'm going to show you some examples of that in a second. But when you follow these 4 steps of understanding your ideal client or customer, identifying that problem, the solution, and having that call to action, then it's so much easier for them to read and feel like they resonate with that and want to get in contact with you through your DMs or whatever you're offering. So in the About section, I've given this example here, and I'm just going to read it for you so you can hear what it sounds like. But take a screenshot of this if you need to, take a photo of it so that you can use it as you're crafting your own About section. Naomi is a nutritionist who specializes in helping women with hormonal imbalances. She has seen firsthand how hormonal imbalances can impact women's lives, and she's passionate about helping women get their hormones back in balance and relieve symptoms associated with their mood, menstruation, and physical body. Have you noticed you're snapping at your loved ones? You bawl your eyes out for no reason. That poor delivery driver with my Amazon order. You take nana naps and love them. Not sure if you should leave the house today because all you see is red gushing out. Red is the new white. No. You're in the right space. Naomi has seen it all. Nothing scares her. Go ahead and try. She's a great listener. Plus, she's got a comprehensive approach to getting you back to feeling normal. From the right testing to her 12-week happy hormone program, your family will be cuddling up to you again, and the cray-cray will settle to just plain you. Go ahead and book a free discovery consult today. Your future self will love you for it. So, as you can see with this example, it is clear on who her audience is, woman with hormonal imbalances. First sentence, she calls it out. The symptoms that they're experiencing, so the challenges that they're experiencing, she's noted it down here clearly in these 4 bullet points. And the solution that she offers, which is the right testing and her 12-week happy hormone program. Plus, number 4, she's got the call to action. So really clear and really simple. So make sure that you are crafting your story for your About section like this. Given you another example, so take a screenshot of this if you need to. Remember to give people a couple of different options of how they can contact you. So ways that they can work with you. In this example, we've got get my free guide, read my ebook, have a private one-on-one brand strategy session, do my career short e-course. Whatever it is that you want to use to connect with people through your DMs or through booking an appointment, have options there for people because that will make it easy for them to get in contact with you, and they'll find one of those options that suits them at this point in time. Next, we're going into experience. So remember, you're the CEO, you're the founder of your business. Don't roles, responsibilities. Yeah, that's for those people that want a job. But this is not you. You're here being the CEO, standing in that power of knowing this is your business. Be concise with that description of who you help and use the skills section to list your top 3 to 5 skills related specifically to your profession and business. Don't be shy. If you've got awards, PR, you've written books, anything that you've published, you've been even, interviewed on podcasts as a guest, put that here because people want to see you as the expert in your field. And it's your opportunity of letting them know that you know what you're talking about. You've been there, you've done this, you've helped hundreds of other people just like them. And I like to set a reminder every 6 months to update experiences, make sure that I've listed any new articles that I've written or refreshed the podcast episodes that I've got listed there. Whatever it is that you're doing on a regular basis, come back to your profile and just give it a refresh. So the second point, the power of posting. Yep, there is a strategy with posting on LinkedIn that is a bit different to what you would post on other platforms. And this is where you're going to be seen as the go-to person in your field. When we're looking at posts, we're coming from the perspective of being the thought leader. So taking that thought leadership role on LinkedIn. And this is how you stand out through 3 different styles of posts: opinion posts, video posts, and blog posts. That's how you're going to create that momentum and engagement on LinkedIn and show that you are somebody to reckon with. You have an opinion, you have experience, and you can share that and add value to people. With posting and thought leadership, we want to start looking at the opinion posts first. This is a way where you can find articles. If you've read a journal article, you've read a blog post by a reputable source, or you've even read a post on LinkedIn and you want to share your opinion. Number one, you can do that directly on the post if it's a post on LinkedIn, or if it's an article outside of LinkedIn, you can share the link and post that on your page and share your opinion in the caption. This way, you're going to generate more visibility. It will go out to your audience, show up in their feed, and let people know that you're not scared to have an opinion. It's good to alternate between these to just test what works for you, whether that be directly responding to people's posts or articles that you see on LinkedIn, or putting links to specific posts, articles, blogs, journal articles that you've read onto your page on LinkedIn as well. So a couple of examples for some opinion posts. You could give your opinion on the latest superfood trend, for example, if you're a naturopath or nutritionist. Or you could give your thoughts on salivary hormone testing if you're a GP, naturopath, nutritionist, or anybody that's working with salivary hormones. You could give your opinion on the clinical trials for Ozempic for weight management, and there's, a lot going on in that field, a lot of articles and people's opinions, but take a clinical trial of whatever it is that's relevant to your industry or services that you offer and reflect on it and give your opinion on that. Key learnings from a podcast you heard could be on exercise for mental health. So if you're a PT, exercise physiologist, physio, OT, psychologist even, you could write your key learnings from having listened to that. Your top tips from a seminar that you attended, for example, on fertility or whatever that might be for your industry. Set up some Google alerts so that you stay up to date with the relevant keywords for your industry, and you'll get some great articles that will come up, some great blog posts that you can then use to share your opinion on. Video post examples. So here, you could do a case study. You could just stand in front of the camera and talk through a case study. You could interview somebody within that to create that case study. Create a video snippet from a podcast where you've been interviewed on, or if you have your own podcast, share those snippets on LinkedIn. Again, it helps to build your authority, showcase you as the expert, and allow people to really hear you, see you, and connect in with you. Use a story framework. When we do it from a story perspective, it's easier for people to connect in with you. And share tips of value. If you're writing a blog post or you've got a vlog going, take tips from that and share it on LinkedIn, directing them back to the website where the long form content is. So always with anything that you're posting on any platform, but especially on LinkedIn, ask yourself, what's in it for me? What's in it for your audience? If you can answer that with everything that you're putting out there, you're more likely to connect in with your audience and resonate with them. So here's a couple of video post examples. And so this is one that you could create yourself and answer. So the hook would be, what if you could and solve the problem of your audience? So if we take this example and I go, what if you could have all your marketing sorted for the next 12 months? Hi, my name is Amita, and I can help you and your business do just that. I know that you do not have the time, do not love focusing on marketing because you'd rather be seeing your patients, being out there, seeing results with the clients that you work in with. And the last thing that you want is to spend 5 hours a day in front of a computer coming up with ideas for social media, for posts, for blog writing, all of that. Yes, it takes time, but I have the solution. In 24 hours, you could have all your marketing done for the next 12 months. Sounds good? Yes, it's doable. We run a 24-hour challenge where you, along with all the people in your tribe, will come together and get cracking on putting together your social media and marketing plan for the next 12 months. And within 24 hours, you will have it done and dusted and scheduled. Sounds good? Well, here's the link to our website for you to book in for our next challenge. And that's it. So simple, clear, to the point video, and you can use that in many different ways. Blog post examples. If you're posting regularly with your blogs, then take a key snippet, create a video, and share that key point on LinkedIn, directing them back to read the whole blog post. You can speak to camera and present it as a conversation. You could have somebody else there sitting where you're talking to. Or you could just have a B-roll video. So, you taking a walk in the garden with your dog, and then just have a caption overlay text on the video where you're giving this information and relating back to that key point from the blog. So there's many ways that you can utilize video content and utilize that long form piece of content that you've got on your website, whether that be your blog post, podcast episode, etc., to share on platforms such as LinkedIn. Now, number 3, most importantly, is people. We're on these platforms, which are called social media platforms, to create connection, to be social. So people is part of the game. And that's how we're going to grow our business. So when we're looking at people, we are really trying to understand who we are connecting in with. Now, coming back to the client attraction framework that we talked about right at the beginning, step one was defining your ideal client. So it's really important that you're clear with the people that you want to be conversing with on LinkedIn, whether that be your ideal client or in step four of that framework, when we're talking about attraction, we're looking at collaboration and referral networks. So are there people on LinkedIn that you want to build those collaborative relationships with? Whatever it is, it's important that when you connect in with somebody on LinkedIn, it's about not just bombarding them with a DM about all the great services that you offer and being all salesy, because you know as much as I do, that's never going to fly. Nobody responds to that. You're more likely just to delete it or block that person, right? I know you're nodding your head because I do it too. I do not like those spammy types of messages. So if that's something you don't like, remember, what's in it for your audience? Do they like that? I'm sure they don't. So think of structuring that direct message of the person that you want to connect with through asking some open-ended questions, getting to know them, getting to understand their business and what's working and what's not working for them. That way, you can address that through offering the services that you offer. So remember, identify the problems that they have, ask them the question of what's working for them right now, what are the challenges that they're experiencing, and then you could go in after that with, well, have you thought of XYZ? This is something that we work with, and I'd be happy to spend a few minutes on a call with you to go through that with you. So be clear of how you're going to connect with people through commenting on their posts, through sending direct messages, through adding them as friends on LinkedIn, whatever that is that works for your business. Just be clear with that and be clear with answering that question of what's in it for them. Now it's time for you to get on there and start working on identifying your bio, what it is you're going to write in that. Be clear on the services that you provide, your product, your about section, your experience section, and don't forget that all important featured content section. Get some great graphics from Canva, pin them there with links to the content that you want to direct people to, and start having some great open conversations and sharing your opinion as a thought leader in your industry on LinkedIn.